Pennsylvania's Auditor General says 2 local school districts are among 12 that moved school funds from one account to another in order to raise taxes.
As Money Editor John Delano reports, both North Allegheny and Canon-McMillan vigorously deny the charge.
Unlike Ohio, where voters vote on every school property tax increase, school boards here can raise school taxes a certain amount without a referendum. If boards want higher taxes, they can apply to the state education department for an exception, as long as they don't have a large surplus of cash in an uncommitted account, like a rainy day fund.
This department had been receiving concerns from private citizens and from the legislature that school districts were raising taxes to cover costs where those costs were actually, they had money in their accounts to actually cover their costs, making the tax increase unnecessary.
State Auditor General Tim DeFore said his audit found that 12 school districts had $390 million in uncommitted funds, but shifted $102 million into capital fund accounts to make themselves eligible for the higher property tax exemption. Is this a shell game?
It definitely appears that way.
What the Auditor General found is, well, school districts have kind of moved money around to different accounts. So we still have a large reserve, but only less than 8% in this undesignated account. So they're able to raise taxes despite having really excess reserves.
Nathan Benefield says many school districts have surplus accounts up to 40% of their annual spending. But Hannah Barrick says with higher costs, both having and moving dollars around makes sense.
That is a really appropriate and common financial practice. That happens all of the time for the purpose of ensuring that the school district is sort of stable. The general fund is allowed to remain or can remain stable during sort of volatility and sort of variable times.
DeFore's report claimed Canon-McMillan and North Allegheny never broke the law, but each transferred funds and sought exceptions to raise taxes. In statements, both school districts said they did nothing improper. As for the Auditor General's report, says Barrick,
it's sort of in search of a solution to a problem that really doesn't exist, right? There are not massive numbers of districts that are exceeding the actual index. They're not raising property taxes above that index.
This year, school boards can raise their taxes up to 4% without moving monies around to seek an exception from the state. John Delano, KDKA News.